Intel has previewed its Alder Lake chips and announced their new Arc lineup of GPUs. Note, unlike before, Intel's new Alder Lake CPUs will have a hybrid architecture, and Intel has an answer for NVIDIA's DLSS called XeSS. They will have x86 performance cores as well as x86 efficiency cores. The new x86 performance core codenamed Golden Core and the new x86 efficiency core codenamed Gracemont are claimed to be best respectively at what they do by Intel. Additionally, Alder Lake will be the first chip released on Intel's newly renamed Intel 7 technology node. Intel 7 still uses similar technology to the company's current 10nm tech instead of the bigger leap in manufacturing process planned for Intel 4. Intel has branded its upcoming discrete GPUs as Arc. The first of Arc GPUs, known previously as DG2, is expected to arrive in the form of codename Alchemist in Q1 2022. That's not all. Intel also came up with an answer to NVIDIA's DLSS and AMD's Fidelity FX called XeSS or Xe Super Sampling. Similar to DLSS, XeSS works by using machine learning to rebuild detail from nearby pixels and previous frames, with Intel promising approximately 2 times performance improvements. Also, note that the Intel GPUs will have dedicated Xe cores to power its XeSS technology. Seems very promising. Who knows, maybe this just might be the breakthrough that Intel desperately needs. From some pretty reliable sources, we have received leaked pictures of iPad mini 6 case molds, and these molds show us a possible major redesign of the iPad mini. It seems the iPad mini is going to resemble its more modern looking cousins. In other words, the bezels are getting trimmed down, the home button is disappearing, and the Touch ID fingerprint scanner tech is going to be moved to the power button. The Pixel 5a has been released and is available for pre-order. At first look, the Pixel 5a is basically a Pixel 4a, but with a bigger battery and a bigger display. The phone has a glass front with a punch hole in the top left corner. The back, a matte textured plastic that wraps around the sides and top and the bottom. It has IP67 dust and water resistance, a 3.5mm headphone jack, something we just see less and less often in new phones, a USB-C port with 2 speaker grills on either side of it, a 6.34-inch OLED Full HD 60Hz screen, a 12.2 megapixel dual pixel main camera with autofocus and both optical and electronic image stabilization, a 16 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and an 8 megapixel selfie camera with Snapdragon 765G chipset and a 4680 mAh battery. The phone comes in a single configuration, 6GB RAM and 128GB of storage. It costs $449, which makes it cheaper than the previous Pixel 4a. For more information, I recommend you watch the reviews by MKBHD and the version on YouTube. Ever wonder what you would get when you combine Apple's MagSafe and OnePlus's fast wireless charging? Well, you no longer had to, because this has become a reality, with Realme introducing its new MagDart technology. The new charging technology charges the new MagDart compatible Realme Flash. Well, yeah, that is a new phone, but it's apparently not commercial, from 0 to 100 in an hour. Only the idea of MagSafe is, well, ease of use even while charging, which definitely isn't the case here. The bulky form factor seems to be a bit of a snag here, since it's not very practical, and in my opinion, normal wire charging would be better. But the future might see a much better version of this technology, and I hope so. A leaked diagram seems to indicate that AMD's next-gen Raphael CPUs, unlike Intel's Alder Lake, will not support PCIe Gen 5, but PCIe Gen 4. This may not be an issue for people who upgrade their PCs very frequently, but for those who plan to live the rest of their lives with the same PC, this might pose a problem, as it might not take much for the next-gen GPUs to fully saturate PCIe Gen 4. AMD's AM5 CPUs are to support dual-channel DDR5. Maximum supported speeds are not mentioned though. DisplayPort 2.0, which is attached to additional 4 PCIe Gen 4 lanes, through a USB version 4 controller. According to Android Central, OnePlus is reportedly going to release the T variant for the OnePlus 9R, which would make it OnePlus 9RT. This phone will feature the same 120Hz AMOLED panel, a higher bin version of the Snapdragon 870 and a 4500 mAh battery with 65-watt warp charging. Unfortunately, the OnePlus 9RT is going to be exclusive to India and China, the same as the OnePlus 9R. Microsoft announces price increase for its Office 365 and Microsoft 365 services, but this change will only affect the business users of Microsoft services. The pricing will be updated on March 1st, 2022 with the following changes. Microsoft 365 Business Basic from $5 to $6 per user, Microsoft 365 Business Premium from $20 to $22, Office 365 E1 from $8 to $10, Office 365 E3 from $20 to $23, 365 E5 from $35 to $38, Microsoft 365 E3 from $32 to $36. Motorola announces its new Edge smartphone but ditches the Edge screen display. They had decided to go for a more mid-range phone and have toned down the specs quite a bit. The 2021 Moto Edge will have the following specs: a 6.8-inch 144Hz display, 108 megapixel primary camera, 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera plus 2 megapixel depth, 32 megapixel selfie camera, Snapdragon 778 5G, 6 or 8 GB of RAM depending on your choice, 5000 mAh battery and IP52 resistance. The Moto Edge will be available for purchase at $699. Oppo introduces true continuous zoom lens for smartphones along with a new stabilization system and sensor. This can lead to many possibilities, one of which may be the elimination of multiple cameras in one smartphone. When this technology becomes more mature and viable, there will no longer be a need for separate telephoto or wide or macro cameras in one phone. All these functions can be performed by the same camera. This is a pretty revolutionary change and something we all should be excited about. Unfortunately, Oppo isn't saying when it might ship this camera on a commercial device, so don't expect this tech to be on your smartphone anytime soon. Oppo also announced 5-axis optical image stabilization system that makes use of both lens shift and sensor shift techniques, as well as movement data from the phone's gyroscope. Oppo claims that this new stabilization system provides 3 times better stabilization as compared to regular OIS systems used nowadays. Pretty similar to Vivo's gimbal stabilization feature, it seems. Finally, if you didn't get it, Tesla's TeslaBot was a joke, maybe in bad taste. Many people are understandably upset. As of now, it seems that Tesla is far behind Boston Dynamics in terms of humanoid robots. That's it for today's tech news. If you want more, please consider subscribing and give it a like if you like this video, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thank you.